Is this everyone that's finished?
No.
Oh,
No. We just printed a few of the top ones off.
Good. Yeah, no, he was good, thanks. It's took me a little bit to get settled into the course. He was a little bit keen and happy to go, but once he settled in, it was really fun.
And do you think maybe the frustrations within him of last week and stuff and not getting to run, do you think maybe that added to the sort of freshness at the beginning?
I mean, he's a horse where I've always loved riding him around Kentucky because you start in straight lines and you can settle in over the rolling hills, and that's where it suits him best. This is a tough course for him because you're constantly turning and slowing, and a horse with so much power, it takes longer to slow, and he's very quick thinking, so it is hard to get him back for the turns. But once he settles in, I mean, he made up a lot of time on the way home.
He jumped the first of the hurdles in the main arena, and he jumped it, I mean, about 2.5 foot higher than he needed to, and then he flicked away behind like that. And I'm thinking, crikey, you don't need all that for just that little white hurdle, do you?
I know, he loves it. That's what I love about him. He's the type of horse that 16 years old, this is his 9th 4-star, and count him into the arena at home, pop him in front of a crossrail, and he still goes up like that. It's just that type of horse. He's very careful.
Obviously, when someone's had a decent ride around one of these big tracks like this, the sort of first thing you always think is, did everything go to plan? Was it smooth all the way around?
Yeah, and no. Unfortunately, I gave away some time faults in the trout hatchery. Jumped in, and I'd planned to turn very quickly on the way out and do 3 and 3, and it was a little bit going to be direct, and it was going to be one of those things that either was going to come off and be great or wasn't going to come off at all. And when it landed, I opened my right rein and tried to cut up the bank, and it's almost like I've done too much dressage on him. He kind of went into a little bit bend right.
Half pass.
Yeah. So I had to change the plan and chuck a Yui and come back and jump it safely.
Yeah, and ultimately, at the end of the day, you've got to get round clear before you worry about the time, haven't you?
Exactly. It's and this is Burghley. This is 4-star, and if you make mistakes, you deserve to be punished. And I was on a mistake, so I could either get punished or fix it.
Or make the right decision. He's a horse that he came to the end, and I saw you come out from under the Lion's Bridge, and you went round that bit of railing and kicked onto that, and he just put his head down and his ears back and just let rip, didn't he? He looked full of running at the end.
Yeah, he's a legend. I mean, the thing that you do worry about a horse like that is you'd never know. I mean, you can feel that he's tiring, but you never know just how tired he is, because he will keep on giving until there's nothing left. And that's why I was a little bit careful to not burn him up in the first half of the course, because it was quite intense on him.
You're a little bit, I can't remember the numbers, but you're a few penalty points behind Sam Griffiths. But I mean, going into the show jumping tomorrow, if only, if not many get ahead of you, you're still, your chap's jumped good rounds of show jumping before now, you're still in the mix, aren't you?
Yeah, I think I have a chance. I think I might have given it away in that trout hatchery, which will sting me for a while. But he did his best for me, and I did my best, and this is where we are. So we'll come out tomorrow and do our best round, and hopefully that's enough.
And I mean, ultimately, it's a unique sport in that you have to provide your best. You have to produce it on the day, but at the end of the day, you're then slightly beholden as to what everyone else does, aren't you? Yeah,
exactly. And there's not as much pressure as I'd like there to be on the boys at the back of the field, because they could, Andrew and William, they're going to be fast, and they're quick riders on good horses. But they know they've got a few penalties up their sleeve, so they can play a little bit safe if they want to.
We took briefly mentioning Andrew and Avebury, of course, his ride here. The horse isn't a thoroughbred, and yet he seems to be able to get close to these times at these big events.
Andrew Nicholson.
Yeah, quite end of. I mean, it really is something to be said, really, about his mentality and his approach to everything, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he's a very wise man. He's been doing it for a long time, and he knows what he needs to do, and he trains the horses accordingly. He's a legend.
Jock, I'm sure we may well yet see you back in our interview for the top 3 at the end of the day with Claire Balding. So I hope we do, and I hope you're off down there now to make sure that the horse is well and prepare for the rest of the 3-day event. But in the meantime, let's give a very big round of applause to Jock Paget.
Thanks very much.